this week in the second weekend of March Madness, including Texas's own men's and women's teams, and we will dish out some Texas takes, and of course, we'll play some good old-fashioned trivia. All of this and more on the One and Know Sports Show.
We're going to have an exciting show. We're going to talk about the NFL divisional round and what we expect from it. We talk about Texas's inconsistent start in Big 12 play for men's basketball. We'll finish with some talk about our women's basketball team. So, we got a packed show today.
I got to go the other way. You know, Texas A&M, they got a lot of identity issues. Are they an agricultural school? Are they military? Are they blue collar? Are they academics? They're all over the place, so.
Now, I'm always a sucker for a one-handed catch. I have tiny hands. I need 3 of them just to catch a football. So this one-handed grab in the end zone, that's just super impressive in my eyes. That's going to be my play of the week.
Mayo pour on college game day. Look at this. Just the guy and the North Carolina, South Carolina game, he's just straight eating it, shirt off, rubbing it on his body.
Hey, listen, the Cinderella story ends here, Texans. I'm sorry, man. The chariots turned back into the pumpkin. It struck midnight. Whatever you want to say, I think it ends here.
I'm Gabriel Silva, hosting alongside.
I'm Penelope Fleming.
Our names are mixed up on the thing. Nobody told us where to sit.
It's okay.
But it's right. You know who's who. Today's show is brought to you by catmetro.org, Austin's transit system. We connect you to work, school, play, and everywhere in between. Plan your ride to this weekend's game at catmetro.org. So, Penelope, let's get right into it.
Let's do it.
With who's hot and who's not. Penelope, who do you have as who's hot?
Hot right now, I have the Buffalo Sabres. They're the hottest team since the Olympic break. Tage Thompson winning gold with Team USA, and then they have a bunch of other players on that stacked roster. Dahlin competed for Sweden, and their goaltender, Luukkonen, was playing for Finland. So they've got a lot of talent up there in Buffalo, and they lead the league in points percentage right now, so it'll be interesting to see how the Atlantic Division shakes out as we head into playoff season in April.
Yeah, and for myself, obviously I don't watch the NHL very often, but Buffalo Sabres does seem like a good shout for a team that is on the up and up. For myself, I'm going to have to go with the San Antonio Spurs. Wemby is doing Wembanyama things. They've won 7 straight, albeit against some weaker competition. I was looking at the schedule, and it was a little bit of the mid to low tiers of the NBA. Overall, I don't watch the NBA much either, but I could tell that some teams are pretty trash whenever they are pretty trash. But they are just 2 games back of the Oklahoma City Thunder for the 1 seed in the West, and it's late March, and I know early April, mid-April is when the NBA season kind of gets the NBA playoffs kind of gets underway. So if the Spurs are fighting for that 1 seed, it's going to be rowdy in San Antonio.
Definitely. When
the playoffs start rolling around, especially when they're rallying behind a guy like Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah.
So when they get on a roll, the city's right there to back them up. I like the San Antonio Spurs as a team who's hot right now. Be interested to see if they can keep up that run, if they can even take over that 1 seed later on.
Yeah.
So that's my team for who's hot.
Well, I'll tell you who's not hot in the basketball world right now. It's the Orlando Magic, and they might have just snapped their 6-game losing streak on Wednesday night, but man, were they in a bad way for a minute. This is the team that just barely escaped the Kings, 111-107. They're at the bottom of the Western Conference, and this is after Paolo Banchero having a phenomenal game, putting up 30 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, and it's unfortunate because before this skid, they were on a 7-game winning streak that had propelled them into 5th place, and now they've slipped back into 8th in the East. So that stretch really hurt them right there.
Yeah, the Orlando Magic, they need to kind of try to figure out something, especially in kind of a wide open conference that they're in the East. It feels like the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Spurs are running the West, and it feels like the East doesn't have really that team that can kind of,
for sure,
put themselves ahead of themselves. So a team like the Magic can try to find themselves in the middle of the pack and not in the play-in games there at the end of the conference. So for myself, it's kind of hard picking who's not, especially after Texas's hard loss last night. So I'm gonna have to go with Paul Skeens. Paul Skeens on opening day, he had a terrible outing. He had 5 earned runs, gave up 4 hits, only 1 strikeout, 2 walks. He didn't even make it out of the first inning on opening day yesterday. He has a 67.50 ERA in his season debut. That is just astronomical for a guy like Paul Skeens. I mean, Livy Dunn was on Noah Beck's back for Baywatch, so I don't think it's really been the best couple of days for Paul Skeens the last couple of days.
Rough.
So
It is rough.
that's my who's not for right now. It's gonna have to be Paul Skeens. Obviously, he's one of the best pitchers in the world, so I think he's gonna figure it out as the season goes along. But in this moment of time, who's not? Paul Skeens.
Yeah. I mean, and then the Livy Dunn thing just puts it over the edge. So it's just like, yeah. Yep. So now moving on to what is trending in the sports world. The MLB returned yesterday with opening day as 22 teams began their quest for championship glory, and contenders are hard to find this year with Dodgers seemingly head and shoulders above the rest of the competition. But do you think another team has any sort of a shot?
No. Not yet, at least. I do think it would have to be someone from the American League to dethrone the Dodgers. The Dodgers are just going to run through the NL. I don't think anybody from the NL really put themselves on the level of the Dodgers yet, but unless like a team like the Mets, who have Juan Soto, who have Francisco Lindor, who have Marcus Semien now, if they can make that next step, maybe they can dethrone the Dodgers there in the NL. And the same thing with the Padres. You know, Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis. Maybe they can also dethrone them in the NL, but I just don't see it happening yet. But in my opinion, like I said, it's going to be a team from the AL. I think it's going to be the Tigers, who are going to be a team to watch this year throughout the American League. They went all in on building around Tarek Skubal with additions like Framber Valdez and Justin Verlander into the rotation to go along with Jack Flaherty and Casey Mize in the bullpen. And then in the bullpen, they added Kenley Jansen to help out there. You know, he kind of had a good year last year. I think he was on the Red Sox, and he kind of like looked like his vintage self there, Kenley Jansen in the bullpen, so that could help as well. And, I mean, honestly, all the Tigers need is they need some production from their offense throughout the season because, you know, we didn't really suspect that a team like the Blue Jays would compete with the Dodgers last year. To get them to 7 games now, if you imagine the Tigers in that position, if Tarek Skubal's taking the ball in 2 to 3 games, maybe the Tigers are winning that World Series last year. So that's why I think the Tigers are my best bet to dethrone the Dodgers this year.
Yeah, for sure. I think the Dodgers, like, no questions about it. They're just so far ahead of the rest of the pack. But I think if there's another team fit to do it too, it's the Seattle Mariners. They're always that team that's right on the break and never can quite make it to the World Series. And they were 1 win away from winning their first AL pennant last season. And then this year's team could be even better. I mean, they lost Jorge Polanco in free agency, and they also acquired Brendan Donovan, another name that I think is going to be huge, and also Julio Rodriguez, who I think could be an AL MVP favorite. I think if he puts it all together, that could be a really great, well-rounded team, and they could finally get over the hump this year.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't like saying that I think the Mariners are going to be a team that competes this year because, you know, I'm an Astros fan, so that division rivalry is not the best thing for me. But I do think that if the Mariners put it all together this year with the pitching staff that they've had over the last 2 to 3 seasons, and then Cal Raleigh, if he doesn't, you know, downgrade throughout the year as much as, you know, expected with a 60 home run year, they're going to be all right. And as much as I don't want to admit it, the Mariners are probably going to win the AL West, especially after watching what the Astros did last night. So I really like that shout of the Mariners being a team that can kind of, you know, if they put everything together, they are a team that can definitely be on the lookout for.
Right. That's a big if they put it all together.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
So moving on, March Madness has been electric this year, but this year has lacked the upsets that many have come to expect in the tournament, with many declaring Cinderella teams dead. Penelope, do you think that this lack of upsets is just a one-year trend, or is it here to stay?
I mean, it's a tough question, and I think there's a lot of ways to look at it, but I think the magic and the spirit of March will never die. Like, there's always going to be crazy upsets. Will we be seeing as many Cinderella runs and stories as we have in year past? No, I think it's going to be a lot more rare. But that's the great thing about basketball in this time of year. Like, it's not like football or hockey where the gaps in talent is going to show so much. Like, with those other sports, it's like 9 times out of 10, the clear better team is going to win. But with basketball, it's just one of those anything can happen games, and I don't think the essence of the sport will ever be lost in that way. And just, I think about this year, we could be talking about Texas going to the Elite Eight if it weren't for like a last-second play, and there have been other games that are close too. So I don't think the spirit of March will ever die. And we're a couple plays off from like not even having this question. So it's always going to be close, but it's just a different landscape nowadays.
Yeah, it definitely is something that's kind of changing year after year. I do like the Texas shout where, like, I mean, Texas was an 11 seed. They were an 11 seed for a reason, I mean, they're the University of Texas, but if you watch the way the team played throughout the last couple of games, they just looked like a team that was not going to compete. I mean, me personally, in my bracket, I had them losing to AJ DeBonsa in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
So once they beat BYU, I thought, hey man, as far as they go, it's going to be a magical story in itself. And getting all the way to the Sweet 16 was just not something I imagined with this team, especially with the way they finished. But to me personally, I think it is kind of a one-year trend. One seeded Florida was knocked out in the second round, and they seemed like they were a hot team near the end of the season. Last year we did get all chalk with all one seeds in the Final Four.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like, Iowa is in the Elite Eight. I consider that a Cinderella story. Iowa's a 9 seed in the Elite Eight, and they're going to be facing against a 3 seed Illinois. A big, one of these teams is going to be in the Final Four. And Iowa looked pretty good against Florida and who did they play? I don't know who. And Nebraska last night. So I mean, it depends on what you consider a Cinderella story.
For sure.
Obviously, a Big Ten team isn't a Cinderella story because they are in the Big Ten, one of the Power 4 conferences. Same thing with Texas; they're in the SEC. But like these teams, they have to go through a lot, and they win some of these games. But like it is hard for these mid-majors to compete in the NIL and transfer portal era in itself, because like some of these guys, they just get poached year after year. If you play good in the NCAA tournament this year, a big name school is going to find you next year. And I feel like that's kind of hard for these mid-major teams to just compete year after year. But we do know that the Magic is still out there. We saw High Point beat Wisconsin in the round of 64, so it's definitely still out there, but it's just like you might not be seeing those deep runs like a
St. Peter's.
a VCU run into the Final Four in the early 2010s. You're not going to be seeing like a George Mason type of run anymore. But you got to appreciate those upsets whenever you get them.
Yeah, absolutely. As long as we don't have 4 number ones in the Final Four like we did last year.
Yeah.
So yeah, really, really pushing for Iowa and anything different anymore. Moving on to the NFL draft, it's right around the corner, and many colleges are hosting their pro days right now, and draft prospects like Ty Simpson's are shooting up the draft boards. So who in your mind is going to be the overreach of this NFL draft?
So I saw a mock draft that had Ty Simpson at 3rd overall, and I'm sorry, but he is not speaking to me as a good draft pick. Like, this just screams another Josh Rosen pick here, especially because the number 3 team is the Arizona Cardinals, funnily enough, who did draft Josh Rosen a couple of years back. That's like almost 10 years ago. That's crazy, right? They did. I mean, he got benched in the Rose Bowl. He may have been hurt, but like, even if you're hurt, we saw what happened with Jordan Pope last night and Trayvon Martin. You're hurt. You're getting out there for your team,
right.
And what could be your last game ever, in college at least. So I think that Ty Simpson, he just doesn't scream to me like a guy who can lead a franchise with a top 5 pick, a top 10 pick in the first round even. I'd be surprised if another quarterback really goes into this first round with the class that's coming up in 2027 outside of Fernando Mendoza, because he seems like he's the consensus number 1 overall pick. Hopefully no other teams pick QBs, like I said, but if I see Drew Aller, Garrett Nussmeier, and K. Klubnik's name said on either of the first or second rounds, that is an immense reach as well.
Yeah.
Those guys never fooled me in their time in college. I was the first guy on their kind of like, hate watch train, I guess I would say. And I could just see right through them. They did not seem like good quarterbacks to me, no matter how much the media hyped them up.
Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree with you about Ty Simpson being the overreach. I mean, I love Dan Orlovsky, but when I saw what he said the other day about him being the QB1 in the draft, I was like absolutely stunned. I couldn't get behind him on that one, and neither could the rest of the internet, which was funny. I'm sure he's regretting saying that out loud anymore, but he's got some physical attributes that you like about him for sure, but what sticks out to me about his game the most is the inconsistencies with his throwing. So I see no world where the gap between him and Mendoza's draft order is that small. Like, I wouldn't even be shocked if he doesn't even go in the first round. I think that would be the sensible thing for a lot of teams to do, for him to pass on.
Yeah, really great takes. So that really wraps us up here in the A block. So coming right up, we get into our Versus segment with a very special guest. Don't go away. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the One and O Sports Show. We are here for our B block, and we have a very special guest, Joaquin Alvarez. Joaquin, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing really good. I'm excited to see these highlights I've got. I'm ready to pick between them.
Yeah, we definitely have some of the highlights of all time. Again, our name graphic is put up wrong, but I'm sure you know who is who. Joaquin is right here in the middle. So let's get into it. Our first play of the day, our best NBA play. We're going to go with mine first, so Tosh, I'm going to cook that up in the back. I'm going to have to go with Jonathan Kuminga's full court shot somewhere. I don't know if this is... Yeah, this is Kuminga's full court shot. He just drains it from three-quarters court. I mean, like... I don't want to say what his nickname is, but man, he drained that thing from 3 quarters court, and it's impressive. I mean, I personally have almost made a 3-quarter shot before, and that was like the sickest moment of my life whenever it rimmed out, and I can't even imagine what it feels like to actually make it.
Especially in the NBA too. Like.
Yeah, in the NBA, you know, clock's kind of going down. I feel like that's kind of like that's pretty fire. It's pretty fire.
It's pretty fire. It's pretty fire.
Penelope?
I've got something a little different for you. I've got a spin dunk that is like 10 times better than anything we saw during the dunk contest. Here is Carlo Makovic spinning and just absolutely with the dazzling finish. I mean, that was a great pass and an even better finish. You can't draw it up any better than that.
I like this replay.
It was a great game. Yeah.
That was pretty fire though. That was pretty fire.
Yeah, as you can see.
As you could, frame by frame.
It's just
There you go.
slowing it down for you.
Damn.
Boom.
That's
boom.
mid-game.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna go with Penelope's. I think the full court shot it's a little bit of luck with it.
Yeah.
It takes skill to get it all the way down there and to have the accuracy. But at the end of the day, it's a little bit more luck than the spin dunk, and it was a lob spin dunk too, which is even more impressive.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
So I'm gonna give the point to Penelope for this round.
So for moving on, obviously, thank you for that. Penelope is up 1-0. So we'll go to our best MLB play. I will start off again as well. Nothing really crazy happened over opening day, so I'm just gonna have to go with the Mets just brutally destroying Paul Skeens throughout the day.
See it?
I mean, O'Neal Cruz did not know how to field anything there in center field. Shout out Colin. I know Colin's back there. Your Pirates, the season's over, buddy. But
bats, we go up 2 runs, and then this happens.
it's over, buddy. But just Paul Skeens kind of just, it's crazy. Paul Skeens is the best pitcher in America right now, and he couldn't get out of the first inning. I was texting my boys how hype I was that Paul Skeens was pitching against the New York Mets with that lineup, and he didn't get out of the first inning. I could not believe this. So nothing crazy happened in the MLB yesterday. Just
not really.
Good ball, just good ball last night. A lot of good ball.
It depends on who you're a fan of, but
Exactly. Yeah, that's good stuff. We love to see it.
So Penelope, what do you have for us today?
I love a stat, and my stat right now is the Tigers' Kevin McGonigal is the 6th player since 1990 with 4 hits on his opening day debut, and I just thought that was really sweet and good for him. showing out. It's very wholesome, and I love his stat. So there you go. No wild plays really to report, but I just love to see someone start off hot.
I will say this one is hard to pick because it's funny. Like the Paul Skeens clip is just like the Paul Skeens highlights is just inherently funny because it's not necessarily entirely his fault. And I mean, it's impressive that the Mets were able to, get the balls and put the ball in play. But I think the 4 hits on opening day is slightly more impressive and
Jesus, I'm cooked.
More I'll give the points, but just more credit to the hitter than Skeens having O'Neal Cruz in center field.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty impressive. A rookie goes out there and gets 4 hits on opening day.
Yeah.
I mean, I play baseball and it's not easy. All right,
Pretty
so
I don't think I had 4 hits in Little League.
Going out there and getting 4 hits is pretty impressive. So. That's 2-0 to Penelope now. So we'll move on to our best NHL play. And man, I do not watch the NHL, but I will start off again. So I'm going to have to go with Stuart Skinner's save versus the Hurricanes. Let's see if Tyler Strempel can get us right there in the back there.
Bro, we got like 6-0 this game.
Let's see. Yes, this is a Penguins game, but I did see this clip on a top 25 highlights of the week, and this looked like a pretty fire block. So if we can get that figured out, it's pretty fire. It's a pretty fire clip. He kind of just blocks it. I might have to reenact it at this point if need be. But Stuart Skinner's save versus the Hurricanes, it was pretty fire. I think he blocked one and then.
You can show it to me on your laptop.
I didn't make the videos. I'm sorry. So
okay.
It's all on Tyler Strempel's laptop. So if Tyler Strempel can ever figure it out,
it was good.
It's up there.
It was good.
Trust me,
it was good.
It was pretty fire. It was pretty fire. He blocks the first shot and then he goes back and then just barely blocks the second shot.
So it's like a double save.
Yeah, it was a double save.
Right.
He kind of extends too because he's a goalie.
Yeah.
So he's on one side, he just reaches out to the next side. totally blocks it.
Okay.
That's pretty fire. That's pretty fire.
That's a pretty good description, actually.
Yeah.
I-
Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. See, he kind of reaches out there and blocks. See, he blocks the first shot. His boy blocks the first shot, actually. And then they try to get the next shot, and he just dives
on it.
across the way, blocks it.
Putting his body on the line for the team.
Like, just. I mean, that's what you love to see from your goalie.
That's
like,
true.
You love to see a guy who kind of like just puts his body on the line.
Would have been 8-2.
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse, Colin. Could have been a lot worse. So let's get into Penelope's highlight.
I really hope my clip shows because I am nowhere near an NHL announcer. So my clip, oh, there we go, beautiful. This is the Canadians and Suzuki, his
Seems like
goal
we found the
versus the
same
Bruin. This is a great goal. So he basically does the okey doke with his, behind the sticks, and he like moves it. He like chops it between the stick a couple times, gets the goalie right where he wants him, and just is patient. He holds.
Okay.
He is patient with it, and then he just puts it in.
Yeah, we don't watch NHL
incredible.
around here, so
It's incredible.
Yeah, I don't watch it.
we are kind of lost a little bit.
I'm gonna.
But we can
It was pretty fire.
That was
Those
a good
clips,
I'm gonna give some to Gray Bro. I liked the block more. He put the body on the line, lunged out for it. But
Yeah.
that was like an impressive.
You like my announcing right there?
Yeah, the announcing was good,
Yeah.
and then Gabriel's like description of the play.
Yeah, I kind of had to
That
describe
was
it
textbook
myself.
right there. That was textbook.
So 2-1 Penelope. See if I personally can come back and win with our last two videos. So we'll move on to our worst umpire / ref mistake or biggest blooper. I'll go first again, and it's gonna have to be what monstrosity happened last night whenever Matas was called for this foul. I mean, that bald referee went to the monitor and said, yes, this is a foul on Matas Volkatitis. I mean, he's getting hooked and holded right there at the top of the key. What else is he supposed to do? That was his fourth foul of the game, and that obviously played into how Sean Miller had to play the rest of the game. I mean, the officiating last night was just downright, terrible, I guess. Like, I could say that here at the One and No Sports Show. The refereeing was terrible last night. They needed to kind of get something. Texas couldn't do anything down low, and it just, like, you go into the monitor and you see that Montas is getting hooked and holded like that, like crazy. What is he supposed to do? What else is he supposed to do? I mean, you could say that about many different plays throughout last night's game, and that was the key. I mean, if Montas has one less foul, he's blocking out the guy at the end of the game, and there's no tip in, and we're in overtime, and maybe we're talking about this men's basketball team in a different way. You know what I mean? So, like, it's just a big mistake, kind of just blooper kind of thing from the ref that, it kind of encapsulates the entire game that happened last night. So.
You know what? I can't even argue with that. I want you to get the point for that because of how we all feel about this Texas team in this room. But I'm gonna go a different route. I have to show you the clip on my phone because it is a March Madness clip that we cannot show for licensing reasons. This is a flagrant 2 and an Arkansas ejection during the Arizona game. That's egregious.
That's soft.
I mean, well, it's actually not egregious because it was so light.
Another bald ref, by the way, guys.
And yeah, I mean, this is just a ridiculous thing to take someone out of the game for during March Madness.
During March Madness, yeah.
Close game. This was in the second half. I don't know exactly how much time was left, but the score was in the 90s, so it's got to be pretty tough. And again, we're talking about these teams in a different light. If one call just goes another way, so it just completely flips the game on its head. And
I will, before I make my pick, I'm going to give a shout out. Oh, I guess it's not a good shout out, but Nebraska having 4 men on the court against Iowa.
That's definitely a
really big.
That would have been
my blooper.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go with Gabriel again, just because that was the refs took over that. I feel like the refs just took over that game last night, and for that clip, Arizona was already kind of pulling away. Maybe that was some frustration more from Arkansas.
Yeah.
I think a flagrant 2 is a little much.
Yeah, that was a little much.
There's definitely some flopping, but it was a foul.
Yeah.
I can't argue that it was a foul.
Ejection worthy, no. Yeah.
But Volkatitis, that was not a foul.
As Gene Sorso said, Volkalitis. He said that at least 5 times last night. So we're tied, ladies and gentlemen. We are tied 2-2, heading into our 5th and final video clip. So best miscellaneous sports play, again, I will start off again as well. For me, it's gonna have to be last night. Oh man, Texas baseball, man. Do I love watching Texas baseball. Last night they turned a sweet 1-3-2 double play. Ruger Riojas looks the runner back, throws to Casey Borba, fires at home, throws out the runner at home to Carson Tinney, and man, they had to go into review. They had to put the umpire under the review there, and I was watching it in between commercial breaks with the Texas Longhorns basketball game, and he was clearly out, and they got the call correct. They called him safe at first, but they got the call correct. And PFPs, I mean, pitchers are athletes too. He gets the ball, looks back to the runner at third, fires to first baseman fires to home. Well executed double play, and you don't see that very often. A successful 1-3-2.
That's true.
Double play there, especially with runner running to first and then trying to throw somebody out at home. You can see a lot of things go wrong there. I can pull up the 2015 Royals Mets clip where Eric Hosmer scores from third on a play that is hit to the third baseman. So that kind of consistency helps out. Helped Texas baseball. That run not scoring helped them keep OU scoreless in the series opener last night, so that's why I am picking that play from last night.
Yeah, I love how this versus round comes down to the wire, and I have absolutely nothing to show you because we can't show March Madness clips. But we all know what happened. We all know the fact that Jordan Pope was playing on a broken foot, and I'm specifically talking, my miscellaneous sport play is him hitting the corner three. He played a very solid game yesterday.
30 minutes.
30 minutes of his time, left it all out on the floor. That's a true Longhorn right there. And broken foot that's not something to be taken lightly. That's not like, oh, I popped my wrist, my pinky hurts, whatever. That's a broken
Especially
foot.
in the game of basketball.
Yeah.
In the game of basketball,
the entire time.
You're on your feet, up and down the court, 30 minutes of his time, and I'm specifically talking about the corner three right before halftime. That really just made that game so exciting. And yeah, shout out Jordan Pope for all his effort.
This is a really hard, this is hard because one hand you kind of have a double oddity, right? You have not only a pitcher making a good play to get an out, but you also have a play at home that goes the way of the defense. But then the guy who wants to Jordan Pope played 30 minutes on a broken foot for the Longhorns with a broken foot, and he was already a game time decision.
Yeah.
And so no one knew his status before. We don't know how. The whole thing, the pain he was going through. On the bench, he was probably in staggering pain.
He didn't go out complaining about it, expecting plays. He just did what he had to do.
I think for the storyboard reason, and the fact that it was in March Madness, I'm gonna give it to Penelope. But that's a good play.
Yeah. I mean, Jordan Pope, he did his thing. I mean, you gotta applaud him for how he kind of worked out there. I mean, he had me believing in Texas basketball. I never believed in Texas basketball the entire game.
Shout out Tremont
Which camera is on me right now? Is it that camera? It is that camera. You can't even see that camera, and it's on me right now. But Jordan Pope, he did his thing. Same thing with Tremont Mark. He, basically snapped his ankle in half. Midway through the second half, and he still went out there and dropped almost 30 points. I really enjoyed what happened with Texas basketball last night, and we are going to get into it more in our next block after Penelope's win here in the Versus segment. So when we come back, we are going to talk some Texas takes. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the 1-0 Sports Show. We are talking more Texas sports. With this segment, it's called Texas Takes. And last night, the clock obviously struck midnight on the Cinderella as Texas men's basketball lost to Purdue 79-77 as Trey Kaufman-Wren scored the game-winning tip-back with 0.7 seconds left. The Longhorns were led by Tremont Mark, who scored 29 despite suffering an injury in the second half. The team was able to win 3 games in a row, including victories over 6-seed BYU and 3-seed Gonzaga. What is the biggest thing that this Texas team can take from this run and grow next season?
Obviously, they shouldn't hang their heads on what happened last night. Nobody had them there in the first place anyways. Hopefully, after a run like this, big money donors will see this run with a team that was kind of just there, the entire time. Hopefully, they can see the big money donors I'm talking about, see that, Sean Miller has got it. I think Sean Miller is the guy that can lead this program for the next couple of years. And hopefully they can fund this team a little bit more. They can bring in some of those other top prospects next year, like, obviously this upcoming freshman class with Bo Ogden and Austin Gooseby. They're going to look pretty good, throughout the year next year. But I think what Sean Miller is probably going to have to do, he's going to have to look in the transfer portal for some big men. We have Montas. Montas is good, but when Montas is in foul trouble, you're kind of in limbo. It didn't help that Traore was out for like the entire second half of the season with his injury. But having other options outside of just 2 big men, because one goes down, you're kind of cooked, and that's what happened this year. So you can't really rely on Nick, Cody, after that for your big men. So hopefully, Sean Miller is able to get some big men to help out Montas, and then just the big money donors kind of helping to fund the team the entire time. And I mean, it's a bright future ahead. Nobody expected a Sweet 16 run this entire time. And I believe that if Sean Miller is able to get some more resources, do what he needs to do to make up his own team, he's going to be able to make a team that, can make an even deeper run, not just next year, but the years after that, if they're able to retain him after that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the future is looking bright for this team. I think the SEC having the down that it did this year is making me feel good about going forward and the opportunities that this Texas team will have. You're absolutely right. I think the biggest thing is going to be the fact that we need more size. I think the way that this team went out actually against Purdue was kind of all encapsulating of that. I'm not sure why all the bigs were out in the final moments of the game. We really lacked size within the last final moments, and it showed. I think that was kind of a lapse of judgment on Sean Miller's part, but we don't have a lot of size to begin with. So, what can you do? I think this Texas team is showing a lot of promise, and you get the size, and you'll be better than Sweet 16 material even. So, yeah.
Yeah, definitely some improvements to go around for Texas men's basketball, especially after the way this year kind of went and then the way it ended. I mean, there's plenty to look forward to if they're able to, catch lightning in a bottle for the next couple of years. Mm-hmm. So, moving on, Texas women's basketball is still dancing and is set to face off against the 5-seeded Kentucky Wildcats Saturday afternoon. The two teams faced off back in February where the Longhorns defeated the Wildcats 64-53. What, Penelope, in your mind, is the biggest key to this Longhorns team's success?
This is such a, boring answer, but nothing. I think what they're showing right now is championship contending material. I'd be surprised if they didn't go all the way this year. I think they can and will. And obviously Madison Booker is always the standout like she has been all season, but I'm really loving how much promise the underclassmen are showing. Aaliyah Crump and Jordan Lee are really stepping up. So Madison Booker has enough support around her. And I think everybody's playing their best ball right now. They're not showing any regression since the regular season, and I think they're going to go all the way.
Yeah, I think I have to agree with you. In this moment of time, there's nothing else that they can do to just be better. They blew out Missouri State. They blew out Oregon. They're doing everything right so far, kind of like how you said earlier. And the one thing is, I'd love to see how they handle adversity in this tournament. If they're in a dogfight against Kentucky, if they're in a dogfight against, I'm not sure who the 2 seed is, but later on they're going to play against probably UCLA in the Final Four, and then UConn probably in the finals, or South Carolina again. So how they handle those games where it's not a 40-point blowout, it's going to be key for them. But like you said, Madison Booker has been cooking. Jordan Lee and Rory Harmon are doing their thing, and then the underclassmen are also doing their thing as well. This team doesn't have a lot of flaws as long as they're not caught on an off night. Hopefully they can start making some more threes. I know that's been an emphasis for them throughout the season, but I mean, when you're winning by 40 points in the first 2 rounds of the NCAA tournament, not a lot else that you can do wrong. So I do also believe that this team can win a national championship this season.
Yeah, absolutely. Moving on to baseball, after their 16-0 start, Texas baseball has slightly faltered, dropping games against Ole Miss, Tarleton State, and blowing a 7-0 lead against unranked Houston on Tuesday night. The Longhorns did win a top 5 weekend series over Auburn on the road and defeated number 8 Oklahoma 14-0 last night. But who needs to step up for this team to get them back to consistently winning?
So I love following Texas baseball, so I wouldn't say that there's many people who need to step up. The obvious answer is the bullpen. The bullpen has struggled in those games. Name all 4 losses that Texas has lost already: Ole Miss, Tarleton State, Houston, and Auburn. It was all because of the bullpen. The bullpen blew the game on Friday night against Ole Miss. They gave up a grand slam in the 9th after they loaded the bases, walked the bases loaded after a great start from Ruger Riojas when they were up 7-3. Against Tarleton State, they let one big inning happen and they ended up losing that game. It doesn't help that the offense only had 2 hits in that game. And then obviously they lost to Auburn later that weekend on Friday, where the bullpen again blew it as well. And then on Tuesday they blew it again to Houston. 7-0 lead in the 3rd inning. You got to win those ball games, like Coach Loss was saying in his media availability on Wednesday. He said you got to win those games. He's like, I can't do much else than, you have to win those games when you're up 7-0. Obviously, last night they did beat Oklahoma 14-0, which is really, really good. Now you have a veteran guy going out there in Luke Harrison, who's going to, try to steady the ship after another win to try to secure that series win. And then obviously the man, Dylan Volantis, goes on the mound on Sunday. So hopefully things go right for this Texas team as the weekend goes along. But overall, the bullpen needs to start stepping up. They didn't have many close games early in the year against lesser opponents in the non-conference play. Now the conference play is starting up. They need guys to step up, especially Thomas Burns. Thomas Burns, he can throw 98 to 100 miles an hour. He just needs to find the strike zone. If he can start finding the strike zone, he is your replacement to Dylan Volantis in the closer position, and Texas could look like an unstoppable team heading into April and May and maybe into Omaha.
Yeah, that is some great analysis. Just to name a couple more players, specifically, I think with the loss of Jonah Williams, Aiden Robbins is going to have to keep being the star hitter to fill that gap. Moving on. In our next block, we're going to have some trivia. So stay tuned.
What does Tyler Strimble have for us in store in trivia? All this and much more coming up on the One and All Sports Show.
Stay tuned.
Welcome back to the One and Only Sports Show. Oh my goodness, we can't even fit everybody in. Wow, this is crazy. So we are in our. There you go. We got it to work in the back. So we are in our trivia segment with our special guest, EP of the show, Tyler Strempel. Thank you for joining us. Also alongside, I'm gonna go left to right or right to left here. Colin Fickinger, who was forced on by everybody else here. He's not even on the graphic. We'll also have Joaquin Alvarez coming on again for this trivia as well. Penelope, also the co-host. We have Kate over there to her right, y'all's left on the screen, and then Addie in the very, very far left. So we are here for trivia. Tyler Strempel, what do you have for us in store today in today's trivia?
Right, so there are two big things going on in the sports world right now, MLB opening day and March Madness, and that's what this trivia is going to be about. I found the hardest questions I could find that y'all are not going to be able to answer because I revel in y'all's confusion.
Awesome.
So we're going to go ahead and go through them, and if it's going to be everyone against me, right, and if I win, I get
You know the answer.
these flowers.
He knows the answer.
Yeah, you know the answer.
I know, but like if y'all can't beat me, I still win.
I'm so.
How are we supposed to beat you?
So
if you
all
know the
five,
answer?
all
So we have to get all of them right.
1, 2, 3.
Essentially.
All 6 of us have to agree on an answer.
Y'all have to get
Okay, this
the
is gonna
best
be
out of
crazy.
5. If y'all can get 3 right, you win.
Okay, I think we got this. I think we got this.
Play the questions.
I think we got this.
Okay, let's
Bring
go.
us
Let's
the
go to the
first
first question. In which year did Hank Aaron tie the all-time home run record for a single player at the time
It's
of
1974.
714
Yeah,
on opening
It's
day?
1974.
Yes.
1974.
I knew
Agreed.
Hank Aaron,
Right.
but I didn't know the
Yeah.
date.
Okay.
1974.
Yep.
Yeah.
Complete guess.
It just sounds like the right answer, right? Like just sounds
Okay.
like.
Sounded right. Okay. Cool. I wanted to put in a layup there.
Okay.
How many innings did the Indians and Blue Jays play
Oh.
in the longest opening day game ever? 16, 18, 12, or 15?
16 sounds about right, right?
I think it was
Like 18.
18 sounds like
18 doesn't sound.
That sounds
think they
super
On
played
opening
full
day.
games.
That is a lot.
That's 2 full games.
Yeah.
Especially if this happened a long time ago. That's like a 6-hour game.
Yeah.
Like no pitch
I will
clock.
tell you this. It happened in 2020.
Are you
Oh,
serious?
Holy. Oh, then 2020 has to be 16 innings.
I was
That's
gonna
why
say
I'm
Because
16.
I feel like 18 would have been more like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, 16.
16? I think we're all in
Yeah,
agreement.
16.
16?
Ooh,
There you go. There you go. All right.
Killing it.
Okay. I did not make these hard enough. Let's go.
There's 6 of us.
Question number 3. Which seed has never won a championship in men's NCAA tournament history? 7, 5, 8, or 3?
The 8 seed has. Villanova
Yes.
won.
The 5. I don't think the 5 has.
I don't know if.
I'm like 97.
It's either the 5 or the 7. The 3 definitely has.
Yes.
It's either the 5 or the 7 because I know the lowest seed is an 8 seed.
Yeah.
That was Villanova in like
Yes,
the 80s.
Villanova.
So it's either 5 or 7.
I
What?
want to say 5.
I'm gonna say 5.
5?
Yeah.
Roll it.
5?
5.
Okay.
You might not get these flowers.
So they've already won.
Let's figure
So
out the last
everybody
2.
gets one of these fake flowers.
Let's figure out the last 2 trivia
But not
questions.
really because I don't own these. Let's go to question 4. How many points were scored by Loyola Marymount against Michigan on
goodness.
March 18th, 1990 in the highest ever scoring total for a single team in the history of the men's tournament?
136.
I saw.
No, I just
I'm pretty
made these
sure I
last
saw a
night.
graphic about this like 2 weeks ago.
136 sounds like a
pretty
pretty high.
So the answers 124, 136, 113, 149.
149 seems like too much.
Yeah.
120, 124 seems like
I think it was like 136
Not
to like
enough.
112 if that was like the final score, but I'm not 100% on that.
I feel like 136 is probably-
78% sure that it's 136.
It's like right in the middle.
136 feels
I
like a
like
good
136
shot.
as well.
136.
I like it.
Show it. 149.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. 140. I think it was like 149 to 112.
Get it together.
Yeah, that did
That
not.
was crazy.
You already won.
Almost 150 in an NCAA tournament game is pretty insane.
Perfect.
Back in the 90s, man. Marymount against Michigan, which
Yeah,
was
that-
like a
that
couple
is
years
even
before
crazier.
like the Fab Five, which is nuts to me. Let's go to 5. Which starting pitcher holds the record for the most ever opening day starts in
It's not
Major
for the
League
Fernandez,
history?
I'm sorry.
Randy
Tom
I think it's
Seaver,
Randy.
Felix Hernandez, Nolan Ryan, or Randy Johnson?
I don't
Randy.
know.
Who pitched longer?
You don't know who Randy Johnson is?
I said, no, I think it is.
He
Randy.
once hit a ball with a
Yeah.
bird with a ball.
Yeah.
Tom Seaver
I
feels
think-
like a
I
guy
think
who
it's
just
Randy
pitched
Who
for.
played longer?
Just the
Nolan
odds of
Ryan?
that.
Nolan Ryan played for almost like 30 years, it
I think
felt
it
like.
might be him. Then.
But I don't know if he was an opening day starter each
No,
time.
I don't think so either. I think it's.
Mets, Angels, Astros,
I don't
Rangers.
know.
That was Ryan.
I feel like, but like he barely even played with the Mets. Like he was like a bullpen guy. I feel like, unless I'm like totally misremembering. Tom Seaver didn't play that long, I don't think. And then he wasn't like an ace. I don't know.
Might be Randy.
I think it might be.
Aiden is
I like
side-eyeing
Randy
you.
Johnson.
I feel like it might be Randy Johnson. It feels like a better shout because Randy Johnson was an ace for a long time.
No, yeah, no.
Former Astro Randy Johnson.
Long enough is my.
Randy Johnson.
I just don't know
I
if
mean, he was the only pitcher on that Mariners team.
Yeah.
Are we going with Johnson then?
I think we're
Yeah,
all in
I like
agreement
Randy Johnson.
with Randy Johnson.
Let's go. Tom Seaver.
Oh.
Jeez.
Although
Not
we
sure
already won,
how.
so who cares?
Yeah, we
You already won.
but
So at least I just made it 3-2.
do you know how many opening day starts you had?
I don't.
Okay, thank
I
you.
just
Thank
found-
you for the research, Tyler Strumble.
You're so
Appreciate
welcome.
it.
Well, I was busy making all your VOs. So.
I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it. Hell yeah.
Yep.
Of
I'm never
course.
doing that again.
Of course. Hey, all my videos were easy to make. All right, all my videos were easy to
Yeah,
make.
it's
I
true.
just didn't want to do them.
It's true. Okay.
Oh, 16
So
opening
congratulations,
stars.
everybody gets
Thank you, Santiago Ortiz, for letting us know how many opening day starts.
16.
Yeah,
16 opening day
16.
starts. Tom Seaver,
16.
known legend.
That's a lot. That's a
That's a
lot.
lot.
A lot.
He
Most
probably-
in Major League
He
history.
probably played for like 20 years though, so like
I mean,
it's
yeah.
crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, he was.
It's a good shout. It's a good shout.
how
Tom
close
Seaver
was
was a
Randy?
guy.
Did play
Likes Randy. I love Randy Johnson.
exactly
He
20
did play
years.
for 20 years.
Look at Grady.
Wow. Look at the ball now.
Look at that.
This is crazy.
All
Wait,
right.
how much did Randy Johnson have?
Oh, we don't know.
Oh.
We'll find out afterwards.
All right.
So
thanks.
that is it for the trivia block. We won. That was pretty easy. We clearly swept them in 3. We did get the last 2 wrong, but we already won. Moving on to our last block, we will be going to our pick'em segment and the last block of the day.
That's at 14.
Randy Johnson had 14 opening day starts, 2 shy of Tom Seaver. So we will be moving on to our last block, pick'ems. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the One and Only Sports Show. This is our last segment of the day. Again, Tyler Sternfeld has cooked with our name graphics. To my right and on the screen left, we have Kate Ann, and just past her, Penelope, obviously our co-host, and then just outside of her, we have Addie Che. So it should be a fun one. We're doing our pick'ems, so let's just head straight into it. Our first game on the lineup is 5 seed St. John's versus number 1 seed Duke. We'll go with Kate first.
Yeah, I really want St. John to win, even though I do have Duke in my bracket to win. I really want St. John. Rick Pitino, I mean, what a coach. Duke also has been sucking. I mean, the first round against Siena, I mean, their starters almost destroyed Duke. Duke's just not hot right now, and I really think St. John is going to pull this out, even though it will affect my bracket. I still want St. John to win, though.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta disagree just because my head is just, it's Duke, and then it's just St. John's. Like, at the end of the day, no matter how not hot Duke is right now, they're still very solid, and I think they can get it done against a 5 seed. Whether they go to the very end, I don't think so, but I think they can pull it out against St. John, at least.
I'd have to agree with Penelope there. I think, like, at the end of the day, Duke is known for their basketball. And also, they still scare me. We've been over this. Duke is scary, so... And also, we just learned that the 5 seed hasn't won ever, so...
Yeah. Hey,
I fear that might
St. John can be the team.
Make history.
What about you, Grabiel?
So I'm obviously in my bracket. I have Duke going to the Final Four. So I need that to continue, especially after Houston just collapsed last night.
Yes, they did.
Duke has the Boozer twins, Cameron and Caden. They're going to do their thing against St. John's. I do like Rick Pitino a little bit. I know he is kind of like a, kind of a controversial figure in the men's basketball world, but he is a guy that I kind of like, can see as a guy that can kind of lead St. John's to win today, to win in today's game. But I think Duke is just too much for St. John's, especially after they just barely squeaked by against Kansas after kind of blowing that lead at the end. So I'm gonna have to go with Duke. So in our next game, we have 4 seed Alabama taking on number 1 Michigan. I'll start off this time. Again, going with my bracket, I'm going with Michigan. I have Michigan winning this game and then losing to Iowa State in the next one. I don't know. It just called to me when I was making my bracket, Iowa State. I think Michigan is just be a little bit too much for Alabama in this matchup. I just think that they're just a better overall team throughout, so that's why I'm going to have to go with Michigan. Whoever's next, anybody?
Yeah, I'll agree with you, Michigan. I have them in my bracket going to Final Four as well, so I'm really needing Michigan. I'm currently number 2 in the TSTV sports.
It's crazy. Parker Keston is winning that group right now. That's crazy.
Crazy.
Is it? I thought she was like 4th last time.
She's in first place right now.
Oh, did she move up?
Yes.
Oh, darn it. Hopefully I'm still in 2nd place. I think I am.
I think you are.
But I'm in 2nd. I'm really proud, and I need Michigan to win because Houston destroyed it.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
I know, it was awful.
Come on, man.
It was awful.
I have Michigan. I don't know if it's in the TSTV bracket, but I do have it in my family one, and I am in dead last in that one. But I am the only one that did pick Michigan to win it all, which I think I don't think that was such an unpopular choice, but none out of the 15 of us picked it. So that would really help my cause if I could just shoot my way up for everybody picking, the obvious favorites, Duke, Arizona, and them. But I think Michigan is going to be too much to handle for Alabama, who didn't really dominate in the SEC even. So, yeah, I think they get it done here. Go Big Blue.
That is true. I am always going to pick Michigan when Michigan's, like, on the table. I could not tell you why. I don't know. Michigan just calls to me. I love Michigan. I do love Nick Saban. I'm sorry, Bama. But I have to pick Michigan this time. I think, honestly, they've been really good as well, too, and they've been very solid, even throughout the tournament. So I feel like they're just going to continue on, and I do agree with Penelope, and I see them winning it all.
Yeah. All right, moving on. We've got the 3 seed Michigan State against 2 seed UConn. Who you guys got? Addie, you want to start us off?
Yeah, sure. Okay, I'm growing and changing. Okay, so okay, Colin, wait. I say this with a lot of emotion. Okay, I'm picking Michigan State to win.
High school her would never.
This is very hard for me. Okay, but I'm picking Michigan State.
This is huge.
This is huge. Okay.
This is Mrs. Big Blue right here.
This is scary, but I feel like
It's crazy.
I feel like
Putting her on the spot.
So there's this guy.
I love Michigan State now.
She's going Michigan State.
Thinking with her head and not her heart. I really appreciate the logic here.
No, her heart's there.
It's still in it. That was a very tough decision for her. I'm gonna go with Michigan State as well. I think that UConn is great, but I think this is the round that they go down. I mean, they haven't been like as dominant as they were the year that they won it all, and I just don't see them getting it done this round. I don't. I think this is going to be more of a UConn letdown game other than a Michigan State elite performance.
You literally took the words right out of my mouth. Yeah, I just don't think UConn has it this year, and I have Michigan State going to Final Four too, I think. So
be something.
I need Michigan State. I agree with you that UConn, it's going to be like a worse loss than a good win. Exactly. It's going to be a bad loss for UConn, and they're going down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I do think that UConn's going to win. I do have them in my bracket to win. I made that bracket like literally Wednesday night on the way to Thursday to when it was locking in. I don't know. UConn's speaking to me. I think they can get to the Elite Eight, but I think they're obviously going to lose to Duke in the next round. But man, like, what a powerhouse that region is. St. John's, Duke, Michigan State, UConn in the Sweet 16. You know, winner plays against the Graybill Cam is crazy. All right, but I just think UConn is probably going to win. No shade to you, Colin. Michigan State is a really good team. I wouldn't be surprised if they do pull it out. I just think UConn might be the better team, possibly. I don't know, but UConn. So moving on to our last men's basketball prediction for now. We have last men's basketball Sweet 16 prediction. We have 6 seed Tennessee going up against 2 seed Iowa State. In that one, I also have Iowa State going to the Final Four. So I'm just picking whoever I picked in my bracket. So Iowa State, please lead me to the promised land. I need more points in that bracket. I'm not trying to lose in that tournament challenge. I need Iowa State to make to the Final Four. It will be daunting when they go up against Michigan, but I need them to win at least this round. So that's why I'm going to have to go with Iowa. I think they're just a little bit too much for Tennessee right now.
I'm actually going to go the opposite. I'm going to go Tennessee just because they destroyed Virginia. Or didn't really destroy. It was a close game. But Virginia busted my bracket so bad. I had a lot of faith in Virginia going... I don't think I got them to the Final Four, but they ended up losing, who I don't remember too. But Virginia really busted my bracket, and I'm really having it on Tennessee now to bust everyone else's bracket, because I'm sad that they busted my bracket, so I want them to now bust everyone else's bracket. I think SEC ball is just, I mean, Texas almost had it against, Texas almost had it against Purdue, okay? I look bad. These SEC schools really are showing up in this tournament against those Big Ten powerhouses, and I think Tennessee is really going to have a strong game against Iowa State, and Iowa State is just not pulling it out. Go Tennessee so they can bust everyone else's bracket. Come on, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That was loud.
That would be something if the Vols pulled out that upset.
Go Morgan Wallen.
It would be a big bracket buster because it is the unconventional choice. I'm gonna go with my head here and pick Iowa State actually, because I just think Tennessee's been too inconsistent. They've looked okay in the tournament, but they were just so inconsistent during the regular season. So I think this is where they're the end of their road. Addie?
I'm gonna go Tennessee. I don't have a compelling argument for this. I fear Kate took the words right out of my mouth.
The rant out of your mouth.
Rant.
The whole rant right out of my mouth.
Come on, Tennessee.
But yeah, we're gonna go Tennessee. Go
What
Morgan
time
Wallen.
do they play tonight?
That's
GBO.
to say.
Moving on to women's college basketball, we have the all-time favorite, the number 1 seed, South Carolina against 4 seed Oklahoma. I'm gonna have to go South Carolina here. I mean, Dawn Staley, just year in and year out, just showing what she does every single year, every single game. I mean, they haven't really showed much flaw during this season at all. So I'm just gonna have to go South Carolina. Addie?
I think I'm gonna agree with you there. They've looked great all season, even in the tournament. I mean, I think they're just gonna continue doing what they do best, and I think they're gonna pull out the win in this game. So
yeah, no reason to believe anything else.
Why would I ever choose the Sooners? So South Carolina, I believe in you, women. You got this.
Yep.
Yeah, we're all picking South Carolina in this one. I mean, the thing with women's basketball is everybody kind of knows that the 1 seeds are kind of going to make it all the way to the Final Four, and it's just going to be a matter of who wins those monumental matchups between UConn, South Carolina, UCLA, and Texas. So I think it's kind of a shoe-in that everybody kind of believes that South Carolina will win. If not, it just makes the path a lot easier for UConn to go to the national championship if they are eliminated.
Yeah.
So for that reason, South Carolina.
Yeah, women's basketball is a lot more straight-laced and easier to predict, I have found, than men's basketball. So yeah, South Carolina all the way around. Moving on to number 1 seed, Texas. Love saying that. And then 5 seed, Kentucky. I got to go Texas. I got to go. Popular answer for a reason. They've just, like I was saying earlier in the show, they are just so solid in every which way, and they've given me no reason to believe that they would fumble against Kentucky, who they, I believe, blew out of the water during the regular season. So why not now?
Absolutely, I have to agree there. I mean, we've already seen this matchup, and we already, I think it was a blowout. I'm not sure.
64 to 53.
Yeah. So we've already seen this matchup. Texas is doing what Texas does best. We've looked really, really good as the tournament's progressed, and we've had a lot of standout players, as we've already talked about. And I just think they're gonna pull this one out as well. So I'm picking Texas.
Where are they playing?
This is in Fort Worth.
Fort Worth, yeah. So, I mean, Texas fans are going to be in that arena so much. Yeah, just Texas fans are the best. And Roy Harmon, I believe in you. She's going to take it home. So I got to go Texas.
Yep.
Yeah, again, we're all choosing Texas in this one. It's kind of obvious with these 1 seeds in these matchups. It's like Texas, you can just tell, is a level above everybody else, along with South Carolina, along with UConn, and even UCLA. You could just tell that they are the better team. So I'm going to have to go with Texas as well. They haven't shown any flaws yet in their first 2 rounds, and I don't think it's going to change whenever they play against a team that they've already faced before in basically a home environment in Fort Worth. So that's why I'm going to have to go with the Longhorns here.
Didn't even think about that element. That makes it all the more huge for them.
So moving on to our MLB section, you know, a couple of series that have already started, but you know, it's 2 out of 3, I believe. So our first one, Tigers versus Padres, series winner. I'm gonna have to go with the Tigers. Yeah. They already won yesterday. I believe it was 8-2.
Yeah.
And that was with Scooble on the mound. Man, it's just hard.
Yeah.
I mentioned how much I believe in the Tigers this year. They have Framber Valdez. I saw plenty of Framber Valdez in his 5+ years here in Houston.
Yeah.
And then they have Jack Flaherty going on the mound on Saturday. I mean, that is a tough 1-2-3 combo that you have to face up against. I just think that the Tigers are going to win the series today. You know, Framber's going to win Framber's going to win his start today, and then it doesn't matter what happens because they already won series. So I'm going to go with the Tigers. I just think that the pitching staff is really good. They're building around Scooble, which is exactly what they needed to do. That's why I'm going to go with the Tigers.
Yeah, I mean, Tigers, I liked your point earlier you made in the show that the Tigers is really going to be the only kind of competitor to the Dodgers that will have Riley Green. What a hitter. I think he had a homer yesterday's game, too. So I'm going to have to go with the Tigers. Riley Green is just so awesome, such an amazing hitter, and Tigers all day.
Yeah, you've really swayed me, Gabriel, with opening the show, talking about how much of a contender they will be. And I agree with you there, so I just think they're a promising team, and you gotta go. I just in light of your rant, I'm gonna say Tigers.
Thank you.
I am honestly on the same train. I don't really know baseball, but I guess the Tigers are who we're watching out for this year, so I'm gonna pick them. to win this series.
Absolutely. Sticking with the MLB, we've got Rangers versus the Phillies. You know what I'm gonna say. You know what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna go with the Phillies. Just think they're the better.
All right.
What about you, Kate? What is that?
Well, when you're putting it to the Phillies and the Rangers, never in my life would I pick the Rangers. I mean, I was Team Randy Johnson earlier, but I was never willingly pick the Rangers. Like, who does that? Taylor, I know you agree with me back there. But Phillies, I think Phillies is gonna blow this game out of the water. Bryce Harper can't decide if I love you or hate you yet. Just
Love him.
Love him.
Gotta love him.
You gotta love him, I guess so. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Phillies win over the Rangers. Who do they even have the Rangers year? Like,
Yeah.
I don't. Rangers just not.
Yeah. What about you, Gabriel?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Phillies as well. My good friend who made a visit a couple of weeks ago, Justin Duffy, he and I were texting how terrible our offenses are, the Rangers and the Astros. The Rangers only scored 3 runs, and I think they all came in the 9th inning anyways. I just think the Phillies are just a little bit too good for the Rangers. Tomorrow they have Aaron Nola on the mound and then Jesus Luzardo on Sunday. DeGrom might be able to help the Rangers get a win on Saturday, but Mackenzie Gore, sorry, you're not getting a win on Sunday. That's why I believe the Phillies are going to win. The Rangers offense needs to show me a little bit more, and right now they haven't. It has only been 1 game, but they haven't yet, so that's why I'm going to have to go with the Phillies.
Yeah, Addie?
Guys, still don't know baseball, but okay, listen. I'm wearing my Jersey shirt, so I'm channeling my Penelope. So I picked the Phillies for Penelope. Okay.
So happy.
Because we were on the dock last night at 2 a.m. and I was like, I'm just gonna channel Penelope.
Yeah.
That's
It really,
like, honestly.
Tis happy baseball season. I'm gonna start breaking out my Delco accent around here. Nobody's gonna know what to do with themselves. So, yeah, happy baseball season. Happy Phillies season.
Astros get the win today, please.
Let's go.
Apple
With
TV. Apple TV
full
game.
swing.
Apple TV game.
Are you serious?
Can't watch. It is an Apple TV game.
What was yesterday?
Space City. It was on
Okay,
Space
that's
City.
what I was like. I was able to watch yesterday.
Yeah, today is on Apple TV. We will be watching Texas baseball.
My Trout suck.
We love Texas baseball.
Please.
We love Texas baseball around here.
Yeah.
So we'll move on to our 9th game here. Elite 8 matchups. We have 9-seed Iowa versus 3-seed Illinois. I'll start us off here. I think the slipper won't fit the Iowa Hawkeyes anymore. I think Illinois they look like a better team against a team like Houston last night. Iowa did their thing against Nebraska, but Nebraska had never won a tournament game in its history, and it was kind of like just 2 Cinderella stories going after it in itself last night, and Iowa just managed to come out on top.
Yeah.
I think Illinois is just going to be too much for the Hawkeyes, and that's why I think that Illinois is going to win. But I wouldn't mind seeing Iowa win. A 9 seed in the Final Four would be great to see, but they'll probably get killed by either UConn, Duke, St. John's, and Michigan State.
Yeah, we know what's ahead of them. If they do get past this game, my heart, I like we were talking about earlier, I'm just like fiending for any sort of Cinderella, anything that I can get. And I don't think it would be like that shocking if they actually blew past Illinois, but I think they could get it done for sure. What's waiting for them on the other side, with UConn and some of these, you get into the last couple rounds, it's just going to become even more unmanageable. But I'm really holding out hope for this game, so I'm going to go Iowa.
Yeah, I have Illinois in my bracket going very far, but just watching the Iowa game last night just pulls at my heartstrings, really hoping. I'm going to have to take Iowa, even though it will ruin my bracket if Iowa ends up pulling out the win, but I'm going to have to root for Iowa on this.
Yeah.
I'm loving this number 9 team showing up.
Absolutely. I think they are my new Cinderella. I mean, we were Cinderella, but unfortunately our clock did run out. But I think Iowa they've been hot, and I think if they continue to do that, they will, we'll see them blow past them. Not blow past Illinois, but, I think we'll see them win this game, and after that, we'll just have to see.
Yeah, absolutely. Moving on to our last pick'em of the day. We've got number 1 seed Arizona against 2 seed Purdue. We're getting down to the wire right now. I am going to have to go with Arizona. I think the way Purdue, Texas really wasn't that so great a team yesterday. We all enjoyed watching because it was very exciting, but I don't think it should have been that exciting, and that just told me a lot about Purdue's team and how they operate. So I don't see them getting past a popular favorite for the national championship, Arizona. I think they're just a better team in more ways than one.
Absolutely. I mean, kind of the same, like, what shouldn't have been a close game with Purdue that Texas had. So I think overall we're just going to see, like, yeah, it's a 1-2 matchup, but I think Arizona's just going to pull it out in the end. So
yeah, Arizona, I have them winning it all for my bracket. So Arizona's just such a powerhouse team going on right now. Purdue, I mean, y'all beat Texas. I don't want to pick you. So let's go Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also have Arizona winning it all in my March Madness bracket. I mean, it's like people forget that they were undefeated for the first, like, 25 games of the year. They were like that for a reason, especially in the Big 12. They did falter against some good teams, but those teams were elite. They didn't falter against kind of like any lower competition. I think Arizona still got it. I hope that Purdue gets blown to smithereens tomorrow night because of the monstrosity that happened last night. It was just very, very unethical basketball being played by the Purdue Boilermakers last night. So I hope that they get slaughtered in the middle of the game tomorrow night. I am hoping Arizona does their thing. I mean, it kind of sucks knowing that Texas would have been the team that gets slaughtered against Arizona with how horrible they were. But I can't wait to see Purdue lose.
Broken foots.
I cannot wait to see Purdue lose. So that's why I'm also going to have to go with Arizona. They're my team to win it all. And that's it. That's going to do it for the 1-0 Sports Show this week. Thank you to everybody who was watching. Thank you for all our guests. Kate, Addie, Joaquin, and Colin even came on. Tyler Strempo as well. Don't forget to join us next week on Tuesday at 6 p.m. for a new episode of College Press Box. Wednesday live at 9 p.m. for a new episode of College Crossfire. Our EP, Santiago Ortiz, will be going on as well. And then, again, next Friday, 11 a.m. for another episode of the 1-0 Sports Show. Big shout-out to our executive producers, Tyler Stremple and Santiago Ortiz, for producing today's show. Sorry, I'm used to my night show on Wednesday nights. Again, thank you for watching. Hope you all have a great rest of your weekend. Enjoy those March Madness games. And enjoy Texas baseball sweeping Oklahoma. That's going to be all for us today. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.
I think the long South show.